What's up, Scripture Surfers? This is your host Zach coming to you from West Palm. I am ready to go out right now and do some diving, and I'm here to complete my advanced diving course. Well, actually after this I've got 2 more dives to do inland, but for here what I'm going to be doing today is going out on this boat in West Palm Beach, and we are doing a wreck dive. So this is a advanced course deep dive at 80 feet deep. And so we'll be going around a wreck right off the beach here, the jetty, and then after that we're going to be doing a drift dive. So I'll take you along on the journey, but excited to have you guys out here with us today. Thanks for coming along. Subscribe, like, stick with the channel, guys. Appreciate y'all. I think we're going to hook up with something big. Oh! Well, keeper king, man. There we go. Is it a Goliath? It's a Goliath! Oh! That is the biggest golden tile I've ever seen. It's a sea monster. Oh my gosh, that is a big fish. God's providing, which he does well. All right, guys, I'm going to take you step by step here on this dive out in West Palm. And so the first drop here we do is at the place called the Breakers Reef. It's right off the shoreline. I think you'll get some reference here when I get in the water. That's my buddy that jumped in before me. I got partnered with him. Awesome name, great story in the Bible. We talked about that a little bit just as we were up on the boat. But as soon as you get in, you get a string of people and some jellyfish. Nothing like landing right on a school of jellyfish. So I'd actually really not prepared well for what I was going to wear. So I ended up just wearing shorts, no rash guard, no nothing. But God bless, I did not get stung. A few people on the dive did, but had an awesome time. So we're heading on our way down now to about 60 feet of water was our first dive. And I'll let you guys just get a chance to check out all that we see. So now that we're down on the bottom, it's just kind of some smooth sailing from here. And so really you just let the current take and drift you across the bottom, and you'll see we're at about 54 feet or so with the depth. And I've got my buddy Jonah again here next to me to my right. And so what I'm gonna start doing now is just checking around with all the people with me to see how everybody's doing. I'm gonna mark off my dial on my watch to an hour marking is what you do. So you place it at the minute hand, and then that way as I get close down to the hour, in case something went wrong with my gear, I would know, hey, I've got about an hour's worth of a dive. As it got shorter, I would come up in an emergency if I lost, for whatever reason, my computer battery died, something like that. Of course, I can measure the PSI, but again, it's just another safety step. As a diver, I like just to be extra careful. You know, I don't think you can go wrong with having too much safety. But so here what we'll do is go around and just drift, take a look at some of the wildlife. So at this depth and clarity, we were pretty blessed. This first dive didn't have a lot of current. As you can see, we're not drifting too fast, so we're able to kind of stick around on spots, take a look, see what all wildlife is going on around us. And as you get deeper, what happens is you start losing the colors of the rainbow. So you really start picking up grays, greens, and maybe even some deeper shades of blue, but you start losing all these other oranges. So the fact that we could see this right now on camera is another indication of just the awesome clarity we had for the day. The earlier part, our second dive, you'll see if you just stick with it and watch, the murkiness and the clarity is much different. We're closer to the inlet, much stronger of a current. We're getting whipped around underwater pretty fast. And so this was actually a really easy, enjoyable dive. I stayed down for about an hour. So I'm going to cut down on some of the video content here just not to overwhelm you guys. But if you take a look, I mean, there's just all types of fish. And there were fishermen all up above the water around us where we were drifting by them. But I'll tell you, I mean, if you're out here fishing, guys, in West Palm, and you're over at the Breakers Reef, this is what the bottom looks like. I really didn't see anything worthwhile that we could go after to hunt. I mean, there's a guy with us that brought a spear gun, but all we found were hogfish that were too small. We did see a really big lobster. I found like a 4-pound lobster, but the video cut out because I think my battery overheated. We saw a few mangroves, a Goliath grouper, and then you'll come up here and see a nurse shark that was just sleeping that we came up on that was a pretty decent size. But for the most part, we're looking at like little frogfish, which are these little guys that are just reef fish everywhere, some grunts, you know, a few snapper that were small. I did see some baby grouper, baby speckled grouper, but I mean, nothing to keep. So again, if you're in West Palm and wondering what the bottom looks like, there you go. Here I am at 57 feet, just slowly cruising. But I'll let you guys see just some of the footage, and then I'll skip ahead over to where we get some wildlife that you can see that as well. Alright guys, here in the front you can see our guide, and she's going to start banging on the back of her tank with metal to signal there's a shark.
Yeah.
Alright guys, we're finishing up on the dive here. So this is the second dive I've done. The first dive was 55 minutes. This one's roughly 35, I believe. But in a moment, you're going to see me pull up my dive computer to take a look at it, and you'll see a warning come up for nitrogen. And in a second, you'll see that. And what that's showing, in effect, is that I am now at a point in my settings on my device where I've had enough nitrogen in my system to start causing room for caution. And again, I'm breathing nitrox, so there it goes. So what's happening is the further down I go, and for the longer I stay, I get more nitrogen in my system. So to alleviate that, you ascend and come back up some, 5-10 feet off the bottom. But then also safety stops are really important, and then having enough time in between your dives. And so for me, this is a learning. That's not something to be alarmed for. It's just saying, hey, Zach, you had a setting set for when there's 3 bars of nitrogen on your screen to alert you. And so again, having all these safety features is really important to learn. That's why I really enjoy this class and taking it seriously, because it's my life. And I value it, and God gave it to me. But being underwater here and seeing West Palm and all that's there, it's taught me a lot about angling even, because I can see what type of fish are down there, how hard it is to find grouper, snapper. We only saw a couple muttons, mangroves, and then some baby hogfish. So that'll give you an idea of what's at the bottom of the inlet right there, guys, as you come out. We hope you enjoyed today's show. See you soon.